Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about how we will integrate Palo Alto Firewall with AD server. AD server is nothing but a active directory, which is a directory for all the users. So once we integrate Palo Alto Firewall with AD, we can provide access based on user information. So in this video I'll just show you that how we can configure the Palo Alto Firewall to get those information from AD and allow access based on the user information. So I'll request you to please watch this video till the end so that you can understand those concepts, as well as I'll share you some troubleshooting steps as well, and I'll show you some Wireshark capture so that your understanding would be correct. And I'll request you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload any video you'll get notification. And without any further delay, let's get started. Hello friends, so we need to understand some concept about why we need to integrate Palo Alto Firewall with AD. So first of all, to understand this, we'll take a scenario. So if you know the old firewall, we were given access based on the source IP and the destination IP information. So take a scenario. Let's suppose this is a finance team which has an IP address range of 2.0/24, and this is an HR department which has 10.10.1.0/24. Finance department is having access to Facebook, let's assume, okay, and the HR department doesn't have that. If user is smart enough and he understands that finance department have access to Facebook, he will assign that IP address to his machine and he will be able to access the facebook.com. But once you integrate Palo Alto Firewall with AD server, no matter if user logs in or if he changes the IP address, the access list would be based on user information. Okay, so let's say what happens is the user logs in into his machine, those information goes to the server, okay, it generates an event that what is the IP address and what is the user information. Once this event happens and user try to access internet, Palo Alto Firewall will query for that IP address. With the help of IP address, Palo Alto Firewall queries the event logs. He will find the event logs with the help of a username that we create, which actually does this job. Meaning Palo Alto will try to pull those information via AD. He says that whether you know any user which belongs to 10.10.1, with the help of security event he will provide the username. Let's say he is a HR, he will give an username. That username will go to Palo Alto Firewall and he will check, he will actually map this IP address with this user information and he will map those information and he'll try to search in his access list whether it has an access to that facebook.com or not. So once he finds it doesn't have, it denies the connection. So no matter where you're sitting or you are connected to a VPN or anywhere, you will not be able to access facebook.com until and unless you have a valid policy in Palo Alto Firewall. So this is the use of user ID information. This is how we actually integrate. In the practical, we are going to see in the same machine we are going to log in with 2 username password, and we'll see how Palo Alto Firewall behaves, and we'll do the packet capture as well. So friends, before starting the practical, I just wanted to tell that we are going to show the practical for Agentless. Okay, so we have another method to integrate is with agent. So we can find it out the Palo Alto Firewall. If you go to website of Palo Alto, you can find the agent to integrate the AD, which needs to be installed on Windows Server, and that is actually security risk. So everyone is using Agentless. So I'm going to show you the Agentless how we can configure. So we are going to log into the server and we'll see what are the steps that we can go through. So first of all, we need to go to the user directory. Okay, and in the user we need to create a user. This user is for pull the events. Okay, so Palo, next, just configure the username password, next, finish. And to pull the events we need some of the permissions. So how can we do that? First of all, we need to give an access for the distribution communication, and second is event log reader. Okay, and another is for the server operator. So we need 3. As is this a part of domain user, we need 3 more members so that he can access those logs. Okay, now click on apply, click OK, and the next step is we'll go to, not here, we'll go to run and we'll go to Win Management, go to property. Okay, go to security. Okay, go to root and click on CIM version 2. What you need to do is this should be enabled. So a remote enable. Okay, and read security logs and added the created username so that he can pull the events. Go to P. Okay, click OK, click OK, and then we need to apply it. Just you need to enable the security and this thing as well, the read security and the remote enabled. apply, OK, click OK. So we are done with the server side. Okay, so friends, we are done with the server configuration. Now we are going to log to the firewall. So we'll go to the firewall first. So the firewall is getting loaded now. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to go to device. I have done all the configurations which is required for the interface. I'll just show you guys that I have two interfaces, one is inside, one is outside, and I have already done the configuration. I'll just show you the Ldap configuration, that how we need to do it. If you want to see the configuration, how to do the interface configuration, you can click on the I button. So first of all, we need to go to setup. Okay, go to service route. As I've already configured for DNS, Kerberos, Ldap and user ID agent. So those traffics will be going through 1.2. If you are not going to mention that, it uses the default, so it uses the management interface, so it will not the traffic will not never reach, because the management is not connected to the Win server. It is not in that subnet. So what we need to do, we need to go to first, the service route has been done, so we need to go to Ldap profile and we need to create a profile. This profile is to call all the users into Palo Alto. Okay, so I'll just show you. AD server IP 10.1.1.100. okay, now we'll go to Active Directory, and in the DN we need to type DC is equal to lab comma DC is equal to local. This information you can get it from AD team. Okay, so Palo @lab.local, and we need to give the password that we have used. So we need to give the same password that we have configured over there. We don't require any SSL configuration. Click OK. Now we go to user identification. Okay, here we need to mention the same username and password. This username password should be given by the AD team. Okay, and we are monitoring the server logs every 2 seconds. We are just going to check this one, client proving, so not required, cache, so the information will be there for that user identification will be 45 minutes, not required. So let's say you have any of the devices, let's say if you have any connect, so you can so Palo Alto uses this configuration, so your VPN gets terminated on some any connect VPN which is from Cisco, so it uses this regex to get the information of IP address as well as username password. So this is how it is. Okay, and apart from that we don't need to do anything. Okay, how we gonna monitor the server, that we need to specify the IP address. This is Microsoft Active Directory 10.1.1.100. click OK. if you want to exclude some network that don't need to go for log pulling or authentication or something, so we can exclude those networks. So if those IP comes, it will not do the user identification of that IPs, and it will directly go to internet. So we don't have right now, so we are not putting it now. Click on commit. So once you commit it, the server monitoring should be the status should show as connected. So it got connected now. Now we need to put a profile for AD server. We'll just put AD. Okay, so this is not local, this is Ldap, and the server profile that we have created is AD profile. User modification, and we are going to do for all the users, not specific to anything. Okay, it's all. Click OK. This is for to validate the user logins. Okay, so we are also done. And one more thing that we are going to do is go to user identification, group mapping. So to create a rule, we need to do a group mapping. Okay, why we are going to do is, see, so once you put the Ldap profile, the Ldap profile will go to AD. Okay, just show you what happens is, so he will go and log into AD, and it provide all the user database which is there in the Active Directory. So if you have, let's say, different kind of departments like IT department, okay, if you have, let's say, HR department, so there will be some different OUs, so different folders will be there for that user. So for what exactly it does is, it goes to Windows, and we have given the permission as well, so it retrieves all the information which is there in the Windows server. Okay, so once you go here, you'll be seeing I have created two OUs, that is one for HR and one for IT, that we are going to call in this. And we'll just create AD map. Okay, click OK. Now we are done with the AD mapping as well, and the next would be, we will be creating a policy. Okay, so we'll go to the policy. I have policy for Windows server for an IP address which allows the connection to internet. Why? Because the DNS address is configured over here, and the DNS query will be done by the Windows server, not by us. So that is the reason we have created this policy. Now we'll create two different policy, one for HR, one for IT. Okay, so this is for IT user. Okay, the source would be inside, the user would be IT, and the destination would be zone outside, application any, service any, action allow, log the session. Okay, so we are not giving any restriction to IT users, we are giving restrictions to, so we have already created a which actually blocks CNN. So now we are going to create a policy for HR. So HR policy, source would be same as inside, user would be HR, destination would be outside, action would be allowed. Go to profile, URL blocking, HR blocking, click OK. So this for IT and this for, so we are done with the configuration. So once we are done, okay, click close and we'll try to log into the Windows machine. So we have IT user 1, okay, and we are going to use, we are logging to the domain, okay, and we'll do a packet capture as well now. So capture 1 by 2, so there will be a lot of traffic. I'm going to log into the device, into the machine. Okay, so we logged in. So I'm logged in with the IT user. If I go on internet, I'm able to go, I can go on the internet. So if I just show you the log, go to monitor. So right now it says lab IT user. How it recognize it, I'll just do a stop. Okay, go to the conversation TCP and we'll just follow the TCP stream. So if you see here, it actually sends lab local. You'll not be able to read it properly, but it actually, what it does is, once the traffic comes to Palo Alto Firewall, okay, so if I try to explain this, so what happens is, one user initiate traffic to Palo Alto Firewall, it has the IP address of the machine, that is 1.1.1. It queries the event log of it. I'll just show you the event log on the machine Windows Server. So it will be Windows log, that will be security log, login, okay, this is not the right log. So it has I guess lot of logs that will not be able to understand properly. I'll just show you the log which is actually required for this. Okay. This is log for we have seen the okay. To retrieve the logs every 2 seconds, it logs into the server and it try to check those to check the event logs. Palo Alto every time logs in and logs off. See, if you try to see over here, he logs in, again he logs off. So if you try to see, once this guy logs in, it has the account name, the account domain, as well as the IP address. So how it will be like, once user initiate traffic, Palo Alto will have the IP address. He will query the username password at his as he is having the IP address. It queries the event. The server will reply with the username as well. So he maps the username with this IP address. Once he map, he recognize which username this IP belongs to, and after that he will check the access policy and it denies or allows it. If you see the logs over here as well, it just says anti-logs. So this is how it is. Like, it is very difficult to like understand because I'm not expert of Windows Server, but I'll try to understand. See, we have given an access to CIMV2 and he tries to guess the log, and after getting the log he will just provide the information. Will not have the IP address as well. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, and after that, once he recognizes it, after that he will provide the access to it. Okay, now what we are going to do is we'll be logging to the Windows machine with the different username and password for HR. Okay, now HR user1 and the password would be, okay, so we logged in with the HR now. Let it boot and we'll try to just refresh the logs and we'll just remove it. So this time he should recognize that he is a HR user and he will not be get access to CNN. So it will take some time to get refresh. Okay, google.com. so it is getting open right now, and now once we try to refresh it, we'll be able to see it is going via HR policy. Okay, now we'll try to access CNN.com. It says as we have blocked the HR user one, it is getting in block list. If you see this one, we have created for HR block policy, we have put it up policy for HR to block, so it is getting blocked. If we try to log in with IT user, okay, IT user 1, okay, so we'll go to Google and we'll try to search CNN. So CNN works over here. So this is how the user ID works in Palo Alto Firewall, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.